Discounts may vary state to state.
Now more TribCast coverage of high school sports from the Bowling Green Tractor broadcast booth. Bowling Green Tractor, your Exmark professional turf care equipment dealer, 1201 Business 61 South in Bowling Green.
Our game officials are brought to you by Advanced Eye Care in Bowling Green, Troy, and Winfield. Tonight's referees are Jason Zitko, Chris Figge, and Jeff Burke. Brought to you by Advanced Eye Care, vision for a lifetime. And tonight's opening tip is brought to you by Lacrosse Lumber Company. Everything you need to start your next improvement project at a location close to you. Lacrosse Lumber Company, getting the job done. It'll be Talbert jumping center against Trevor Anthony. Clopton will be going from the right to the left. Elsberry from left to right here in the first half of this ball game. And Anthony wins the tip back. Elsberry with the first possession of this ball game. As Misha Class 2 state sectional, and that little runner's no good. Rebound goes to Talbert. Boy, he's been good on the boards, and here come the Hawks, their first possession of the ball game. Up top with it is Landon Hall. Hall has Frank on his right and goes to the left for Kevin Hammett. Back to Hammett to the far side now. Work it down low to the baseline, back out to Hammett on the near side. He's going to try the tray. It's offline, but Talbert there for the rebound. Back up top for Mark Frank. Middle of the lane, Colin Lockhart. Back to Frank. Has a little trouble with it. Pass tip, back to Talbert. Now Landon Hall with the ball at the free throw line, goes to the far side, kicks it out. Here's Mark Frank. Frank to Hammett. Hammett, big man in his face, goes to the middle, pass tipped and stolen away. And here come the Indians back the other way. Off the glass, good, and a foul. That's Trevor Anthony with the first 2 points of the ball game. And the bruise. He's a very good free throw shooter. This one, though, is short, and the rebound picked up by Landon Hall. Elsberry 2-0 here in the early going. Here's Hammett with it over to the far side for Frank. Now to Talbert beyond three. In the corner, he gives it back up top to Frank. Near side for Hammett. Baseline for Landon Hall. Nothing there. Doing a good job closing off that very lucrative real estate down low. Pass inside, turnaround is off the side of the backboard, and the rebound goes to Anthony. Up top now for Justin O'Brien. His shot, no good. Tip up, no good. Rebound again to Anthony. He got one on both ends and goes back up top. And they'll reset with Garrick Hill, all-conference player, to Justin O'Brien. O'Brien gives it back to Hill. Hill to the far side. For number 10, Tyler Turnbull. Shot short. Hill's putback is good. Garrick Hill and a 4-0 lead. Here's Landon Hall with it for the Hawks. Back up top for Kevin Hammett. Hammett to the far side for Mark Frank. Frank into the corner for Talbert. Talbert looking around. Back up top for Mark Frank. To the near side. Hammett thought about the three. He had time for the three. He passed it up. Gives it to Landon Hall on the near side. Back up top now for Kevin Hammett. He looks back to Coach Craig Smith. Over to the far side for Mark Frank. Frank through Hall to the near side for Hammett. He'll take the tray. That one's offline, and the rebound pulled down by Derek Taylor for the Indians. Long pass in the front court for Hill, and a foul, a charge called against Garrick Hill. His first, and the first against the Indians. So both teams with one foul. Landon Hall with it to the near side for Hammett. He lost it off of Coach Twellman and out of bounds. Back to the Indians. So it looks like the Hawks coming out with the jitters. they've got to shake that. Turnbull at the point with it. To the far side, now back up top. Into the corner for number 50, Michael Kelly. As Coach Twellman loves making changes to that lineup. Now to Justin O'Brien, out of bounds off of Kelly, and back to the Hawks. First break for Clopton, and into the ball game comes Nathan Reed. Into the middle. It's a wild shot for Lockhart, and it hit the shot clock. And goes back to Elsberry. 4-0 in favor of the Indians. As bad as the Hawks' start has been, they're really not in that bad a shape. Now an interception by Lockhart. Colin Lockhart. And a charge called against Lockhart. That's his second. That's not good news for the Hawks. Quickly off the bench comes Kuntz and Jamin Graham. As Hammett and Lockhart take a break. In the backcourt with it, the Indians with Derek Taylor over to the far side playing catch. Now they'll get across the line. Here's Tyler Turnbull. Turnbull gives it back to Taylor. Now near side for Reed. Works it down low to Hill. Turnaround shot is good. Garrick Hill with 4 points. And it's a 6-0 Elsberry lead. Jamin Graham to the far side for Frank. Back to Jamin. Mark Frank with it. Back up top for Landon Hall to the near side for Jamin Graham. Graham to Frank. Over to the far side for Landon Hall. Jamin Graham with it. Works it inside for Kuntz. Kuntz now for Jamin Graham. Back to Kuntz. And just not anything there on the baseline right now for the Hawks. Here's Frank. He thought about the three. Now he'll drive to the center lane. And it's taken away by Taylor. Derek Taylor off the glass too hard. Putback is good for Trevor Anthony, and a timeout taken by Clopton, with Elsberry scoring the first 8 points of this ballgame. 2:47 to go in the first quarter. This is the Class 2 sectional on TribCast. Whether buying or selling a home, business, or property, you'll need the services of a qualified real estate professional. Penrod Real Estate in Louisiana can help with every step of the buying or selling process. Contact Penrod Real Estate at 754-6922 or stop by their office at 618 Georgia in Louisiana and see how their friendly professional staff can make your dreams come true. Penrod Real Estate in Louisiana, a proud sponsor of high school sports. Back to action we go, with Clopton taking the timeout after surrendering the first 8 points of this contest. Elsberry has done a nice job defensively clogging the baseline. Clopton not able to get any easy points in the three ball. They're 0 for 2 from beyond the arc. Over to the far side, Jamin Graham with it. Elsberry is controlling the pace so far. Over to the far side, Landon Hall works it into Kuntz. Kuntz, baseline, Graham, wild shot off the glass. Anthony the rebound. And here come the Indians. With it is Justin O'Brien. He'll kick it back to Garrick Hill, all-conference player. Listens to Coach Twellman. Doesn't hand it off. He's going to get a 5-second call before long. Gives it off to Mr. Reed. He'll take the tray. It rims out. Good job boxing out by Kuntz on the rebound, allowing Landon Hall to get to that ball. Great pass. Talbert can't finish. And another rebound defensively for the Indians. Clopton still no points in this opening quarter. They trail by 8. Here's Reed. Up top and around through O'Brien to Taylor. Now to Garrick Hill. Hill trying to go baseline. Not much there, and a blocking foul called against Stephen Talbert. That's his first, the team's third. Just not getting any easier right now for Clopton. Changes coming, lots of changes for the Indians as they try and stay fresh. Into the ball game is Michael Kelly, the second time he's seen action. Stephen Bodecker and Tyler Turnbull back into the ball game. The only holdovers are O'Brien and Anthony. All the way back into the backcourt on the inbound for Stephen Bodecker. Works against Landon Hall over to the far side for Turnbull. Turnbull up top. 3-ball from the near side. That one's good. Stephen Bodecker. 11-0. Elsberry. Near side, Landon Hall with it. Minute 10 to go in the first quarter. Clopton shut out so far. Back up top to Frank. Frank stops, pops, short. Rebound, put back, good. Thank goodness. Stephen Talbert with the first 2 points for the Hawks. They trail by 9. Final 52 seconds of the first quarter here from Hannibal High School. That's a travel. That is a travel called on Justin O'Brien. The near side official didn't get it, but the official from the far side said, yeah. As long as you get it right. That's teamwork. Landon Hall to Jamin Graham on the near side. Back to Mark Frank over to the far side for Hall. Now for Jamin. Jamin thought about the three-hand of Bodecker, blocked that. Here's Graham to the far side for Hall. 25 seconds to go. Frank, here's a three. It's rims out, knocked out of bounds. It's going to go back to Elsberry. 19.9 on the clock after the 3-ball miss by Jamin Graham. What a start for Elsberry. They lead it by 9 here, closing seconds of the first quarter. They want to get one more shot off. Down to 10 seconds to go. Turnbull with it. 7 on the clock. Skip pass near side to Taylor. 2 seconds. They're going to get it off. They do, and it's an air ball. We played 8 minutes here in the Class 2 sectional. Clopton held to just 2 points. The first 11 were scored by Elsberry. We head to the second. Clopton's got their work cut out for them here on TribCast.
Whether you are ready for a retirement home or care recovering from a hospital stay or surgery, Lynn's Heritage House in Louisiana can provide assisted living to keep you active, safe, and healthy. Lynn's Heritage House offers a beautiful country setting, private and semi-private rooms with bathroom, a low resident-to-staff ratio, is Medicaid accepted with an RN available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Ask about the Legacy, the special care unit for Alzheimer's patients. Elegant, affordable assisted living. Lynn's Heritage House, 800 Kelly Lane, Louisiana.
Mid-America Auto and Towing, your one-stop for complete automotive services, including new tires with wholesale pricing. A great line of used cars and trucks are available with financing for everyone. Buy here and pay here on select models. And now, Mid-America Auto and Towing is your local U-Haul headquarters. Mid-America Auto and Towing in Bowling Green, call 324-9919.
Now more TribCast coverage of high school sports from the Bowling Green Tractor broadcast booth. Bowling Green Tractor, new and used equipment, parts and service, 1201 Business 61 South in Bowling Green.
Clopton with the ball to start the second quarter, trailing by 9. Checking the scoring brought to you by Young Enterprises Incorporated of New Hartford, Akey and Kent Feeds, Ascor and DeKalb Seeds, crop insurance and more at YoungEnterprisesInc.com. As Jamin Graham passes off into the corner for Hall, they go up top to Mark Frank. Frank back to Jamin. Both points for Clopton scored by Stephen Talbert. They came with about a minute left in the first quarter. Here's Landon Hall. The points for, he's going to take the three. That's Jamin. He's short. And the rebound pulled in by Tyler Turnbull. 3 points for Stephen Bodecker, and there's a three for Derek Taylor as the onslaught continues. So he's got his first three. Garrick Hill with three and Garrick Hill with four and Trevor Anthony with four. There's your 14 points for the Elsberry Indians. Landon Hall with it, drops it inside. Turnaround shot, Kuntz off the glass, no good. Hill had the rebound, and then it's taken away by Kuntz, and he's fouled by Hill. That's going to be the second on Garrick Hill. Oh, they gave it to Bodecker that time. No, it's Hill. And he'll check out. Jamin Graham checks out for the Hawks. 3 ball from Landon Hall off the inbound. That one's good. There you go. That'll get them started. Landon Hall with the tray. 14-5, 9-point game. That's what we had after one. A 9-point game. Clopton stepping it up, and we're going to have a foul whistled against Landon Hall. His first, team's fourth. And Taylor to inbound below us in the lower bowl. We're in the upper bowl, high above this Hannibal High School court. Where's he going to go? Gets it in, then gets it back. Here's Turnbull with it. Tyler angles to the far side, drops it off for Justin O'Brien. O'Brien holds it high over Kevin Hammett, gives it off to Anthony. Now back to Turnbull. Turnbull stops, kicks it back out to O'Brien. O'Brien to the far side for Derek Taylor. Taylor holds it high, back up to Trevor Anthony. Trevor against Talbert. Likes what he saw. He couldn't get the shot to fall, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Elsberry. 5:56 to go in the first half of this ball game. In for the first time is Cale Mackey for Elsberry. He'll replace Justin O'Brien for the Indians. That's the thing. As Frank's shot's no good. Talbert the rebound. His putback no good, but he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. First free throws coming up for Clopton. I've never seen Elsberry lose in this gym. They beat Cardinal Ritter 80-79. Seems like a long time ago. Talbert's shot is good. And Clopton trails by 8. Second shot for Steven. He nailed them both. And the Elsberry advantage down to 7. Here's Taylor with it. Playing catch with Turnbull at the points. Now to Cale Mackey. Mackey back to Turnbull. Back to Cale Mackey. Turnbull into the corner for Taylor. Back up to Turnbull. Now to Mackey. Near side. Kicked out of bounds by the Hawks. Elsberry will retain possession and Mackey will inbound. Up top with it is Tyler Turnbull. Now to Derek Taylor. Taylor to Cale Mackey. He likes to pop the three, not with a man in his face. Drives and got it to roll over. Cale Mackey. His first 2 points tonight, and here come the Hawks back the other way. Hammett gives it to Frank. Into the corner for Landon Hall. Hall drops it inside. Talbert near side. Here's Hammett for 3. That one is offline. Rebound Talbert, and he gets it to go. Stephen Talbert has 6 points. Indians back the other way. Cale Mackey with the ball for the Indians. Into the corner now for Justin Jerkowski. Or Josh Jerkowski, rather. Jerkowski with it. Kicks it back to Taylor. Up top for Mackey. Quickly into a double team. Turns to free throw line. Gets it back to Taylor. His long two is too long. And the rebound is let go out of bounds by Kevin Hammett. It'll be Hawk ball. Exactly 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Clopton, much better second quarter so far. They've scored 7 of their 9 points since the second began. Hall back to Frank. Frank to the near side for Hammett. Hammett drops it in for Kuntz. Back out. 3-ball is up. That one's no good, and the rebound picked up by Taylor for Elsberry. With speed to Jerkowski. Jerkowski back to Derek Taylor. Over to the far side for Tyler Turnbull. Turnbull to Cale Mackey. Near side for Josh Jerkowski. Talbert on him. Gives it back to Taylor. Now to Mackey on the far side. Loses his man as Hammett fell down. And a charge called. A charge against Tyler Turnbull. That's his second charge called against the Indians in this ballgame. We're down to 3:13 to go. And wholesale changes for both teams. Jamin Graham and Colin Lockhart back in for Clopton. Nathan Reed and Justin O'Brien back in for the Indians. Up the floor comes Kevin Hammett. Hammett up and around to Jamin Graham. Now to Landon Hall in the corner. Hall to Lockhart. Back out. Hammett didn't take the long three. Now he will. That one rims out. Rebound. Landon Hall. His putback is good. Landon Hall with the bucket. He's got 5 points. To the near side for Reed. Reed cut off. Clopton pulling close in this one. And a travel called against Derek Taylor. That'll give it back to the Hawks in a 5-point game. Elsberry's led by as many as 12. It's down to 5 right now. So we get to 2:25 to go in the first half of this Class 2 sectional. Jamin Graham to Kevin Hammett. Hammett drops it inside, and we're going to have a foul. Lockhart was fouled. And it's on Turnbull, his second, and back-to-back fouls against Tyler. See the Scotland County girls up on the walk behind the shot clock. They'll play next. Here's Jamin Graham for three. It's good. Jamin Graham has pulled the Hawks within just 2 points after trailing by as many as 12. We'll take a timeout. Elsberry did. 2:06 to go in the first half on TribCast.
Danny Orff Contracting, Pike County and surrounding areas construction and remodeling experts. At Danny Orff Contracting, we specialize in construction and remodeling contractor services. We offer free estimates. We have back-to-back scheduling to complete the job promptly and professionally, on time and on budget. If you have a construction project in mind, turn to Danny Orff Contracting. Call today at 573-470-4925.
High school sports and Pepsi have gone hand in hand for as long as one can remember. Pepsi is proud to support our area high school teams this year and proud to be a part of another postseason run. Come along, enjoy the ride, and be sure to raise an ice-cold Pepsi to these amazing student athletes. Here's to a great tournament from Pepsi Cola Bottling of Bowling Green.
Back to action after the Elsberry timeout. Taylor gives it off for O'Brien. Nothing there. Clopton's defense has really picked up here in the second quarter, as well as their offense, as that is saved by Jerkowski back up top to Derek Taylor. He plays catch with Bodecker, who has nailed a three. Gives it to Nathan Reed. Reed dips his head. Floater, no good. Rebound tipped in the air, out of bounds, back to Clopton. 1:27 to go. Now the Hawks can tie or take the lead with a three. Minute 27 to go in the first half. All Hawks here in the second quarter after an Elsberry dominated first. Kind of reminds you of the Bowling Green girls district semifinal, and a charge called against Jamin Graham. His first, team's fifth. Neither side really in foul trouble, as Bowling Green outscored Lutheran St. Charles in that first quarter of that semifinal, 17-4. Lutheran came back with a 15-4 second quarter and ran away with the game. This Clopton gives up an 11-2 first quarter and has come back and pulled within two. Minute 13 to go in the first half of this contest. Bodecker with it across the line to Trevor Anthony. Now to Derek Taylor. Standing on the Lady Pirates' ear on the far side of the court. Through Bodecker, back to Bodecker, over to the far side for Derek Taylor, into the corner now for O'Brien. Back to Bodecker. He turns on Jamin Graham, gives it off to Nathan Reed. Reed, skip pass out to Taylor. Back to Bodecker. Now for Reed. Reed is bumped by Talbert. That's Stevens' second. 37.8 seconds to go in the first half. State Farm Insurance TribCast halftime coming up. Here from Hannibal High School in the Class 2 sectionals. Off the inbound, a three is good. Nathan Reed with the tray. He's the third different Indian to hit a three ball here in this first half. 19-14, 20 seconds to go. Here's Hammett for three. Can't get that one to fall. He's been held for an over, and now we're going to have a foul against Colin Lockhart on the rebound. That's his third. Boy, you didn't want to pick him picking up one before the end of the first half. Now he's got three, and that's going to change the strategy in quarter number 3. To the line goes Trevor Anthony. He's 0 for 1 from that spot tonight. He'll be shooting a 1-and-1 this time. 4 points on the night. Had 4 of the first 6 points, and he misses the front half. Boy, he was so good in the Bowling Green tournament hitting free throws. That's what undid Silex in that consolation semifinal. Here's Jamin Graham. Graham trying to hit Talbert. Bounces around. It's going to stay with the Hawks. 1.5 seconds to go, so you got to find something pretty quickly. And into the ball game for the first time is Donovan Guccione. Gooch replaces Nathan Reed. Talbert for three at the buzzer. Good! Yes! Got it bounced high off the rim, and Talbert hits the buzzer beater to make this thing a 2-point ball game at the half. What a shot by Steven Talbert, and what a fortunate bounce. We've played 2 quarters and reached the State Farm Insurance TribCast halftime from Hannibal. Elsberry leads Clopton 19-17 here on thepeoplestribune.com.
The friendly and caring staff at Advanced Eye Care have just one goal in mind: to provide professional eye care for the entire family. From comprehensive eye exams to management of glaucoma and cataracts, refractive surgery to specialty contact lenses, you can count on Advanced Eye Care to provide vision for a lifetime. 3 locations to serve you: Bowling Green, Winfield, and Troy, or visit online at aecmo.com. Doctors Denise Harvey and Jessica Downs and staff hope to see you soon at Advanced Eye Care.
Meyer Implement Company, your Kubota dealer in Bowling Green, invites everyone to attend this week's postseason games. As an authorized Kubota dealer, Meyer Implement is proud to offer a full line of Kubota tractors, utility vehicles, construction equipment, and mowers to make life a little easier on the farm or in your backyard. Proudly serving the area since 1939, Meyer Implement Company is proud to help sponsor this year's tournament on TribCast. Here's to a great week from your Kubota dealer, Meyer Implement Company of Bowling Green.
Hair care for the entire family. That's PJ's Salon in Louisiana. Men, women, boys, and girls. PJ's can make everybody look their best. Walk-ins always welcome, and evening hours can be made by appointment. PJ's Salon is your full-service salon, from hair, tanning, and nails to pedicures, waxing, and supplies. Call or stop in soon at PJ's Salon in the Raintree Mall in Louisiana.
State licensed and Medicare, Medicaid certified, Moorpike Nursing Home in Bowling Green is where people really care. Serving the area for 50 years, Moorpike Nursing Home provides long-term care, constant monitoring, and 24-hour-a-day availability of doctors, nurses, and care aides. Call for more information, 573-324-5281. Moorpike Nursing Home, 300 South St. Charles in Bowling Green. Wishing the best to all in this year's postseason competition. Martha Moore and Pam Meyer, administrators.
Is your slow internet driving you crazy? Don't suffer any longer. Exceed Internet delivers download speeds up to 12 megs, 4 times faster than average DSL. It's a whole new ballgame from yesterday's satellite internet, and it's available right now in our area. Exceed Internet comes directly to your home or business from satellite. So stop waiting and wishing for high-speed internet. Exceed is available from your local dealer today.
See Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green for details. 1300 Business 61 South, 324-3722.
Actual speeds may vary.
It's time for the State Farm Insurance TribCast Halftime, brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Paul Schuchard in Bowling Green, Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana, and Ramsey Dickerman in Vandalia. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Well, what a bounce-back second quarter for the Hawks. They were down 11-2 after one quarter and only scored that first basket in the final minute, but came back, got the 3-ball working, including unlikely buzzer beater by Steven Talbert as it bounced off the iron, went straight up in the air, and then straight back down as the buzzer sounded. Talbert finishes with 9 points in the first half, and Clopton outscores the Elsberry Indians 15-8 in the second quarter to pull within 2 at the half. Boy, thank goodness. That first quarter was pretty frightening for Clopton fans, as Elsberry came out, scored the first 11 points of the ball game as they established things with Trevor Anthony and EMO All-Conference player Garrick Hill, each having 4 points, and then started that 3-point parade late in the first quarter with Stephen Bodecker off the bench. Turnbull and Reed had second quarter threes for the Elsberry Indians, and boy, for a while it looked like Elsberry was going to run away with this sectional, but Clopton has come back, made it a ball game, pulling within 2 after 2 quarters. And like I said there in the second quarter, it reminded me a lot of how Lutheran St. Charles bounced back on the Bowling Green girls in the Class 3 District 7 semifinal. After being outscored 17-4 in the first quarter, they came back with a 15-4 second quarter on the Lady Cats and ended up trailing by just a point at halftime. This is a 2-point game, and of course, Lutheran controlled the final 2 quarters of that one to end the Lady Cats season. So Clopton hoping for similar results that the Cougars had in their district semifinal. Cougars, or actually that was North Callaway, sorry. They North Callaway ended up losing to Lutheran St. Charles. So, yeah, that was the North Callaway game. But anyway, same point to be made. Clopton would love to do what North Callaway did in the second 2 quarters, control this game and get into that state quarterfinal coming up on Saturday at Moberly Area Community College. We'll take a quick break, come back with the full first half scoring after this. It's the State Farm Insurance TribCast halftime, brought to you by agents Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana, Ramsey Dickerman in Vandalia, and Paul Schuchard in Bowling Green on thepeoplestribune.com.
Serving Pike County for nearly 70 years, Collier Funeral Home in Louisiana is proud to support our area high school sports teams. Collier Funeral Home salutes the accomplishments and hard work of our student athletes this season. Here's to a great state tournament from Collier Funeral Home in Louisiana. Collier Funeral Home, helping families connect, honor, and remember.
Reed Insurance Agency, your one stop for all your insurance needs. Home, health, life, auto, crop, and all your business needs. With many years of experience, let Marla at Reed Insurance Agency give you a free quote. Stop in and talk to Reed Insurance Agency at 1500 Business Highway 54, Bowling Green, or call 573-324-3500. Proud of our area teams this season.
This is the State Farm Insurance TribCast halftime, brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Ramsey Dickerman in Vandalia, Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana, and Paul Schuchard in Bowling Green. Here to help life go right, State Farm is there.
Clopton out of the locker room. Let's check our first half scoring, brought to you by Young Enterprises Incorporated of New Hartford. Akey and Kent Feeds, Asgrow DeKalb Seeds, crop insurance, and more at YoungEnterprisesInc.com. And first for The Elsberry Indians, they scored 11 in the first quarter, 8 in the second quarter for their total of 19 points. 4 points for Trevor Anthony, 4 for Garrick Hill, 2 points for Cale Mackey, 3 points for Tyler Turnbull, 3 for Stephen Bodecker, and 3 points for Nathan Reed. All the guys with 3 points hit three-pointers. So they've got scoring from 6 different Indians in the first half as Elsberry comes out of the locker room for the second half. 3 points for Jamin Graham on the Clopton side, 5 for Landon Hall. They both hit threes in the second quarter. Also hitting a 3 there at the buzzer was unanimous EMO All-Conference player Stephen Talbert. He finishes with 9 points. He had 2 in the first quarter, the only 2 points for Clopton, and came back with a 7-point second quarter to pull the Hawks within 2 after 2. Scoring brought to you by Young Enterprises Incorporated of New Hartford, Akey and Kent Feeds, Ascro and DeKalb Seeds. Crop Insurance, that federal crop insurance deadline is coming up on March 15th, so you just have about 2 weeks left. Check it out at youngenterprisesinc.com. This has been the State Farm Insurance TribCast halftime from Hannibal High School and the Misha Class 2 sectionals. Will Clopton make the quarterfinal? We've got 2 quarters to find out. They trail by 2 to Elsberry, 19-17, as we head to quarter number 3 on thepeoplestribune.com.
This year, why not let the friendly, experienced staff at Tax and Accounting Solutions in Louisiana take the stress out of doing your taxes? To set up your appointment, just call 754-4647 and rest assured that Tax and Accounting Solutions can be your tax solution. Offering free e-filing, individual and business return preparation, senior citizens credits, and more. Tanya Shepard and her staff will work hard to see that your taxes are done right and at a fair price. Tax and Accounting Solutions, LLC, 812 Georgia in Louisiana. If you're in the market for New Holland Farm equipment, an Exmark mower, or Kinsey planter, see Bowling Green Tractor today. Bowling Green Tractor is celebrating their completely new state-of-the-art shop and newly remodeled showroom to service all your parts, service, and equipment needs. Call Bowling Green Tractor 324-3337 or stop by and check out the expanded shop. Wishing all our area teams the best of luck this year, Bowling Green Tractor.
If you buy electricity from Quiver River Electric Cooperative, you're more than a customer. You're a member too. What does that mean? It means you have a say in how things run. It means you have equity in Quiver River when there's money left after expenses each year. It means that helping you save electricity is important because we're in this together. It means you have more than safe, reliable energy. You have power. You have people. Quiver River Electric Cooperative, owned by those they serve. CUIVRE.com.
Elsberry will get the ball to start the third quarter. Clopton now moving from left to right. Our second half start is brought to you by Lacrosse Lumber Company. Everything you need to start your next improvement project at a location close to you. Lacrosse Lumber Company, getting the job done. So the Hawks now right in front of Coach Smith, Coach McCann. All playing offense here in the second half of the ball game. Turnbull with it in the backcourt. We're underway in quarter number 3. Tyler Turnbull sees open up. They get it to the far side. 3-ball, no good. And on the rebound, we're going to have a foul against, I believe, Derek Taylor. Or did it hit? Yeah, no foul on the play. They said it bounced up and it hit a support system. So the ball automatically goes to Clopton. And here's their first possession of the second half with Jamin Graham. Graham to the far side for Kevin Hammond. He thought about the 3. He needs to heat up. Into the corner for Mark Frank. Back through Hammond to Jamin Graham. Into the corner now for Frank. He's going to try baseline. Not there. Get it to around. Oh, we're going to have a 3 from Talbert, and he's good. Clopton with our first lead of the night. Stephen Talbert ended the first half with a 3, begins the second half with a 3, and Clopton leads this game for the first time. Only took them 17 minutes to do it. 20-19, the Hawks lead. Here's Anthony, got away with a couple of steps there. Taylor off the glass is good. Good feed. First 2 points for Derek Taylor. 21-20 is the Elsberry lead. To the near side for Frank. Frank bounces inside, gets it back. Kicked out of bounds by Tyler Turnbull. Good punt. In a 1-point ball game. Frank to inbound for the Hawks. Mark Up top. To the far side for Kevin Hammett. Frank to Talbert. Back out to Frank. Thought about the three. Gives it up. Landon Hall. Hall to Hammett. He'll try the tray. That one's short. Jamin Graham the rebound, though, for the Hawks. And they'll reset possession. 1 point game. Elsberry ahead. Here's Mark Frank with it. Frank up top for Jamin Graham, and he traveled. He's not sure he did it, but everyone else is. O'Brien inbounds to Turnbull, and they're across the line. Tyler Turnbull spins, looking for a pick from Anthony, goes to the far side with it. Anthony back to Turnbull. Turnbull going to take the tray? No. Gives it off to Justin O'Brien. O'Brien lost the handle and wasn't called on two hands to Talbert, and then Graham wasn't called for more contact. So letting him play a little bit here to start the second half of this ball game after a reasonable amount of fouls in the first half. Into the far corner for Frank. Frank back up to Jamin Graham. Graham, free throw line, kicks it off. Hammett thought about the three. Gives it down to Frank in the corner. He dribbles out on Taylor. Back up to Jamin Graham to the far side for Kevin Hammett. Hammett kicked again, this time by Justin O'Brien. And it'll stay with the Hawks with 5:16 to go in the third quarter. Clopton had the lead briefly with a Talbert three. They get it inside to Hall. Hall off the glass is good. Now they've got the lead again. Landon Hall. He's got 7 points. Here's Tyler Turnbull with it. Into the front court to Trevor Anthony. Back to Tyler Turnbull. Turnbull over to the far side for O'Brien. Back to Turnbull again. He'll think about the three. Give it off to O'Brien. Now into the far corner for Garrick Hill. Hill works against the unanimous all-conference selection. Talbert gets it down low to Taylor. Taylor turnaround is good and a foul. Derek Taylor, 4 points in the quarter, chance to make it 5 from the line. And they give it to Hall, his second. New Haven girls come in behind us. They'll play against Scotland County. May Scotland will have a letdown after the win over Clopton. Taylor completes the three-point play, and it's a 2-point lead for Elsberry. Jamin Graham with it for the Hawks. Over to Kevin Hammett. Hammett. Ooh, not expecting the pass was Hall, but turned into a good pass to Talbert, and he'll reset. Here's Jamin Graham. Partially blocked, and Anthony takes it away for Elsberry. Trying to add to their 2-point lead. They're up 24-22. Here's Taylor. He lost control. Landon Hall picks it up. Hall dribbles into the corner, and he's going to set things up for the Hawks. Colin Lockard getting ready to check back in. Maybe not. He was just stretching things out, I think, in front of the Clopton bench. Jamin Graham with it. He'll take the tray, and that one's short. And Trevor Anthony the rebound for Elsberry. 2-point game still. Clopton trailing. Here's Tyler Turnbull with it. Into the near corner. Bodecker for three. No. Hill the rebound, and Garrett can't hit. But Bodecker gets the long tip out, and Elsberry retains possession. 3:29 to go in the third quarter. Elsberry's Bodecker is no good off the glass. Tipped, and here's Frank on the run. 1-on-2. No. Rebound. Talbert off the glass. No. And Bodecker gets it this time, but it's taken away by Hammett. He'll take the tray. No. This time Garrick Hill gets the rebound, and it's knocked away from him out of bounds. It'll stay with Elsberry with 3:04 remaining in quarter number 3. Colin Lockard back in for Clopton. Nathan Reed replaces Derek Taylor for Elsberry. Jamin Graham checked out for the Hawks. Turnbull stops his dribble at the half-court stripe. Now gets it to Bodecker in the front court for Elsberry. Back to Tyler Turnbull. Turnbull dribbles out. Gives it to Bodecker on the far side. He plays catch in between the circles to the near side. 3-ball. Jerkowski is no good. Kevin Hammett, that was Reed on the miss. Here's Kevin Hammett. 2.5 to go. Third quarter action for the Class 2 sectional on TribCast. Here's Lockard. He traveled. Lockard having trouble finding himself. Picked up 3 first-half fouls. He's still searching for his first point. So Elsberry another chance to extend their lead. Here's Tyler Turnbull. Led by 2 at the half, Elsberry did. They still lead by 2, and we're going to have a foul against Mark Frank. And he wants an explanation. I think he's entitled to an explanation. Everything was calm there. Here's what I did, Mr. Official. Here's what he did. Everyone was happy with that. Hill off the inbound that went behind the backboard. Turn. No, and we're going to have a blocking foul, and that's 3 against Stephen Talbert. He looked like he was set. Hill going to go to the line. Garrick Hill's first 2 foul shots tonight. Couple of changes. Taylor getting ready to check back in. Michael Kelly looking for his first action in the second half, and the free throw is good. 5 points, first point since the first quarter for Garrick Hill. .207 on the clock. Second free throw from Garrick is up and good. 4-point lead, biggest of the second half for Elsberry. They've led by as many as 12 in the game. Bounce pass near side for Landon Hall. Hall back up for Mark Frank at the point. Clopton switches up offensively. Here's Hammett to Frank for 3. That's good. Mark Frank makes it a 1-point game. His first 3 points of the night. 26-25, Elsberry leads. Here's Bodecker with it to Garrick Hill. Hill drops it off for Nathan Reed. Reed to the far side. Back to Hill at the point. To the near side for Stephen Bodecker. Bodecker up top. That's Kelly. Kelly gets it back to Reed. He'll try a tray. It's about a foot off, and the rebound all the way out to Mark Frank at the free throw line. Ahead. Off the glass. Landon Hall is good. And Clopton back ahead. He's got 9 points. I knew I could do math at some point. Here's Bodecker with a minute to go in the third. To Reed. Reed on the baseline. Gets it off to Kelly. Kelly gave up his dribble. Now gives up the ball to Bodecker. He'll try the tray. That one's no good. And the rebound picked up by Frank. Frank been big on the boards here in this third quarter. Over to the far side for Stephen Talbert. Talbert to Landon Hall. Hall travels. 40.4 seconds to go in the third quarter. Back in, both guards, Turnbull and O'Brien. Final seconds of the third when we return on TribCast.
Well, we're still catching every game, just a lot more from home than here in the stands, huh?
Yeah, and when we do get to go, Dad says we got to bring our own peanuts and stuff.
Looking for some extra ticket money this season? Let a State Farm agent do a free discount double check that could save you hundreds of dollars on car insurance.
We'll always be there for this team, even when we can't actually be here.
Agent Cindy Blaylock will be there for you. 201 Georgia Street in Louisiana. Online at cindyblaylockagency.com.
State Farm is there. Discounts may vary state to state.
Pike County Home Health can provide skilled home health services for homebound patients of Pike County. I'm Peggy Summers. Our agency offers a team approach with a registered nurse coordinating needed services. Home health services include skilled nursing, home health aid, social services, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and a certified diabetic program. We do dressing changes, IV therapy, monitor medications, do diabetic foot care, and many other services.
The Pike County Health Department. Neighbors helping neighbors.
Off the miss. Here's Graham to Frank for 3. No. We're going to have a, what do we have? They're going to talk about goaltending. No basket. Okay, we played 3, and the Hawks lead Elsberry for the first time at the end of a quarter by a point, 27-26 on TribCast.
Hello, this is Mary Millen from Community State Bank of Missouri. Some financial institutions make you go through a lot of red tape to get a loan. At Community State Bank, we try to keep things simple. When you talk with us, you're talking to the people who make decisions. Next time you need a loan for whatever reason, come see us. You'll be glad you did. Community State Bank of Missouri, your hometown community bank since 1887. Equal housing lender.
Winter wind is upon us. No need to shiver in the cold inside. Stop by your local La Crosse Lumber Company and check out their complete line of new construction and replacement windows and doors. Bad and blown-in insulation to cut down on those high heating bills and help your family feel warm and cozy all season long. Getting the job done. La Crosse Lumber Company in Bowling Green, Louisiana, Vandalia, and Clarksville, where project pricing and blueprint service are always available.
Now more TribCast coverage of high school sports from the Bowling Green Tractor broadcast booth. Bowling Green Tractor, your Exmark professional turf care equipment dealer, 1201 Business 61 South in Bowling Green.
Start of the fourth, Clopton ahead at 27-26 over Elsberry here at Hannibal High School. The Class 2 sectional. We'll get a check of the scoring here from Young Enterprises Incorporated of New Hartford. Akey and Kent Feeds, Ascro and DeKalb Seeds, crop insurance, and more. YoungEnterprisesInc.com. Clopton outscores Elsberry 10-7 in the third quarter to turn that 2-point deficit into a 1-point lead. Now 12 points for Stephen Talbert, 9 for Landon Hall, 3 points for Frank. They work it down low through Hall, back up to Jamin Graham for 3. It's long and rebounded by Elsberry. Lockard almost picked up his 4th there. Near side, 3 points for Frank, 3 points for Graham. That's all the scoring. As it's taken away from Garrick Hill, they tried to work it inside. It was off his fingertips. Minute gone here in the fourth. Clopton still with that 1-point lead. And here's Landon Hall with it. From in front of the free throw line, his shot's good. That's the biggest lead of the night for Clopton at 3 points. Now Hall into double figures with 11. A point off the team lead. Up top, Tyler Turnbull. 3 points for Nathan Reed for Elsberry, 3 for Stephen Bodecker. As they work that one down low, no good. Got his own rebound. And O'Brien off the glass is good. Justin O'Brien, his first 2 points tonight. 5 for Derek Taylor. Did I mention 3 for Turnbull? Cale Mackey with 2. 6 points for Garrick Hill and 4 for Trevor Anthony. That's all the scoring. No one really sniffing double figures yet for Elsberry. Over to the far side, Jamin Graham. They've spread it nicely. Here's Lockard. Works it down low, and it's taken away by Garrick Hill. Hill with the steal. Elsberry looking for the lead. Turnbull. We played 2 minutes here in the fourth. Clopton still with that 1-point advantage at 29-28. Here's Hill. Baseline, Lockard fouls him. Who are they going to give it to? Is it going to be Frank's foul? Yeah, Mark Frank picks up his second personal, and back to the line goes Garrick Hill. He's 2 for 2 from the stripe tonight, 6 points. Hasn't scored from the field since the first quarter. Free throw is good. 3 for 3, and we're tied at 29. Second shot for Hill. Good as well. Elsberry back ahead by 1. (30-29), Indians lead the Hawks. EMO battle in the Class 2 sectional. Here's Landon Hall back up top for Mark Frank to Jamin Graham. Graham thought about 3. To the near side, they will take the 3, and that one rims out for Hall. Rebound, Lockard, yes. Colin Lockard with his first 2 points tonight. They come here in the fourth and give Clopton a 1-point lead. Turnbull, a couple of crossovers, gets him across the line on Frank. To the near side for Derek Taylor. Taylor into the corner for Garrick Hill. Hill with 5:10 to go. Gets it back to Taylor. And that is a blocking foul and a basket. Kuntz picks up his first personal. And a chance for a three-point play and a two-point lead for Elsberry with Taylor at the line. He completed one of these earlier. He's got 5 points tonight, 1 for 1 from the charity stripe. As changes, Kuntz and Graham check out. Starting 5 in there for Clopton. Taylor at the line. And it's a 2-point Indian lead. 33-31, 3 minutes gone here in the fourth. Clopton opened the quarter with a 27-26 advantage. From the free throw line, Mark Frank is good. We're tied. Frank has 5 points tonight. 33 all. To the near side for Taylor, now to Garrick Hill. Hill kicks it out to Taylor. Flat-footed, gets it to fall. Derek Taylor coming on here, 5 points in the quarter, and he's the first to reach double figures for Elsberry. 10 points in the game. Nearing the midway point of the fourth quarter, here's Lockhart to Hammett, off the glass and in. Good little hook there to tie the game. Kevin Hammett, his first 2 points tonight. Turnbull in a 35-35 game to the far side for Justin O'Brien. O'Brien holds it high, back to Garrick Hill. Hill backs up, behind the back. On Lockhart to the near side. 3 ball is up and no good. And Talbert, the rebound, gets it off to Kevin Hammett. 3:45 to go. They work it down. Colin Lockhart off the glass. He's fouled. Hill going to pick up the personal. That's his third. 3:43 on the clock. Clopton can take back the lead as Lockhart goes to the line to shoot a pair. First shot, short. Clopton. That was just the third free throw they've taken all night. Second shot is no good. And Trevor Anthony, the rebound, hands it off to Garrick Hill. Hill goes to the dribble, near side. Up the floor. Stripped from behind. Good play by Stephen Talbert. It'll stay with Elsberry. Now 3:33 remaining in the game, or in regulation. Hawks trailed 11-2 after one. And 19-17 at the half. Led 27-26 after 3. And are tied here at 35 with the clock running under 3.5 in the fourth quarter. Garrick Hill with it. Hill surveys. Gets it off to Trevor Anthony to the near side for Turnbull. Now for O'Brien. O'Brien gets it back to Taylor. He put the ball under his arm. Scores and is fouled, or do they call the charge? They called the charge. They called the charge on Taylor. That's his first, and it gives back the ball to Clopton. Wasn't a very emphatic charge call like we're used to seeing. 3 minutes to go in regulation. Clopton looking to grab the 2 or 3 point lead. Kick it out. Frank for 3. Short, right into the hands of Lockhart. His shot off the glass is good. Colin Lockhart with 4 in the quarter. Turnbull fouled by Frank up top. That's Mark's third. And a timeout taken with 2:36 to go in the fourth. Clopton with a 2 point lead at 37-35 here in the Class 2 sectional on TribCast.
Since 1949, Sterling Lumber Company of Louisiana has been proud to serve the area, buying all species of standing timber. With the help of its hardworking employees, Sterling Lumber Company is looking forward to generations of success in the future. Ever-growing, Sterling Lumber Company now has 4 sawmills to better serve you. Give Sterling Lumber a call for more information. Remember, they buy all species of standing timber and will pay 100% before cutting. Sterling Lumber, Highway 54 West, Louisiana.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional stands ready to defend your home's comfort. Because when the temperature falls, Bryant turns up the heat efficiently.
Your protectors are Sparks Maintenance Contracting, Heating and Cooling in Bowling Green at 106 Business Highway 61 North, 324-6500, sparksheatingandcooling.com.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
Now more TribCast coverage of high school sports from the Bowling Green Tractor broadcast booth. Bowling Green Tractor, your New Holland agriculture equipment dealer, 1201 Business 61 South in Bowling Green.
There was no foul on Frank before the timeout, so he's still at 2. Elsberry still has the ball. Here's Turnbull with it. In a double team, gets it to the near side for Derek Taylor. Taylor looking for options. Will kick it out high to Tyler Turnbull. Frank on him. They go to the far side for Justin O'Brien. O'Brien works against Kevin Hammett. Gets it to Trevor Anthony. Anthony nowhere to go with it. To the near side for Tyler Turnbull. Turnbull still working against Frank. Finds a little bit of room. Gets away from him momentarily. Now works it inside Garrick Hill. And a charge called on Garrick Hill. He was stunned because that's his 4th foul with 2 minutes to go in this Class 2 sectional. 37-35. I laugh because Garrick Hill has such great reactions when he's outraged. Oh, ball into the corner and touch pass from Frank. Hammett had already moved. Turnover gives it back to Elsberry, down by 2 points with 1:45 to go in regulation. Here's Turnbull with it in the backcourt. Clopton applies a little bit of pressure. It's man, full court man. Turnbull gets across the line. Still working on Frank. Drops it off for Garrick Hill. Off the glass and in. We're tied. Garrick Hill, first shot to go down from the field since the first quarter. Now he's got 10 points. Second Indian in double figures. Here's Frank. Back up top to Hall. Hall works against Justin O'Brien. He'll pull back with 1:13 on the clock. Over to the far side for Frank. Mark Frank to Kevin Hammett. Hammett over to the near side for Mark Frank. Talbert kicks it out to Landon Hall. 2-3 zone. Been pretty good for Elsberry tonight. Here's Hall. Stops. Blocked. Rebound goes to the floor. Picked up by Turnbull. Lots of bodies moving. And a timeout taken by Elsberry. 43.6 seconds to go. We got a tie game here in the 4th quarter of the Class 2 sectional on TribCast.
Make a resolution to have more fun this year. Get to the Polaris New Year sales event now for rebates up to $2,000 on high-performance Razors, hard-working Rangers, and legendary Sportsman ATVs. Plus, get financing as low as 3.99% for 36 months at Hayden's Motorsports Center, Highway 61 North in Frankfort, 784-2559. Offer valid in U.S. subject to credit approval and valid on new 2012 through 2017 models. Offer valid 1/1/17 through 2/28/17. See Hayden's Motorsports for details. Off-road vehicles can be hazardous to operate. Always wear a helmet and take a safety training course.
Family Health Pharmacies in Bowling Green and Louisiana offer more prescriptions under more insurance plans for less. That should make you feel better. Family Health Pharmacies is there to help you when you're not feeling your best. Great gift ideas and half-price greeting cards, too. 2 convenient locations to serve you. Bowling Green Pharmacy and Hearing Aid Center on the Square in Bowling Green, and Family Drug, 301 Georgia in Louisiana. Family Health Pharmacies, just what the doctor ordered.
43.6 seconds to go. Elsberry with the ball. The game is tied at 37. Elsberry will inbound in front of the Clopton bench. Crowd on their feet, both sides. Taylor will have to inbound in front of Clopton's bench as the Hawks put on a full court man system. Turnbull gets it. Works against Jamin Graham. Turnbull, crossover, finds the middle of the lane, loses the ball. Taylor picks it up to Garrick Hill. Back to Derek Taylor. They're playing for the last shot here. Turnbull Could we see overtime in the Class 2 sectional? Turnbull, 20 seconds to go. Over to Taylor on the far point. To Trevor Anthony. Now to Tyler Turnbull. They get it back. 10 seconds on the clock. And another timeout taken by Elsberry. 8.5 when they whistled it. 8.5 seconds. We're tied at 37 here in the fourth of the MSHSAA Class 2 sectional on TribCast.
The Law Office of Briscoe and Brandon reminds you that tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, do your part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition. A message from the Law Office of Briscoe and Brandon. The choice of a lawyer is an important one and should not be based upon advertisements alone.
Well, we're still catching every game, just a lot more from home than here in the stands, huh?
Yeah, and when we do get to go, Dad says we got to bring our own peanuts and stuff.
Looking for some extra ticket money this season? Let a State Farm agent do a free discount double check that could save you hundreds of dollars on car insurance.
We'll always be there for this team, even when we can't actually be here.
Agent Ramsey Dickerman will be there at 503 West Highway 54 in Vandalia. Online at RamseyDickerman.com.
State Farm is there. Discounts may vary state to state.
How great would a steal be here for Clopton? 8.5 seconds on the clock, tied at 37. Elsberry with the ball. Taylor gets it into Anthony. Back to Derek Taylor. 6 seconds to go. And a foul. Just the 6th team, so it's going to be on the floor. 3.4 on the clock. And that is the third on Mark Frank. All comes down to this. Will it be Elsberry or will it be overtime? To the corner. 1 second on the clock. And a charge called. A charge called. As time expires, we're going to overtime. And that is the third foul on Tyler Turnbull. We're going to overtime here in the Class 2 sectional. Time has expired. We'll take a break. Come back with OT after this on TribCast.
At Pike County Memorial Hospital, we know how important athletics are for your kids. With an active lifestyle of sports comes health risks and safety hazards. I'm Eric Schaefer, certified athletic trainer at PCMH, and I work closely with our primary care physicians, orthopedic doctors, and physical therapists. Working with Clopton, Bowling Green, and Louisiana schools, we strive to prevent, diagnose, and treat a wide variety of injuries ranging from sprains and fractures to heat stroke and concussions. In addition to sports coverage, we offer impact testing for head injuries as well as athletic enhancement for those athletes looking to get a step ahead of the competition. Rest assured, we're at work while your athletes are at play.
No matter which team you're rooting for, Young Enterprises Incorporated of New Hartford hopes all our area teams have a wonderful and successful season. Young Enterprise features A-Key and Kent Feeds, Asgrow and DeKalb Seeds, RCIS Crop Insurance, fertilizer, chemicals, interstate batteries, and more. Visit online at youngenterprisesinc.com for more information. Young Enterprises Incorporated of New Hartford.
Our overtime tip brought to you by Lacrosse Lumber Company. Everything you need to start your next improvement project at a location close to you. Lacrosse Lumber Company, getting the job done. It'll be Stephen Talbert jumping center for the Hawks. And Trevor Anthony for the Elsberry Indians. We'll get you a check of the scoring with Young Enterprises Incorporated. We'll just give you the top scores. 10 points each for Derek Taylor and Garrick Hill for Elsberry. A dozen for Talbert and 11 for Landon Hall on the Clopton side. Opening tip from Lacrosse Lumber Company is up and won by Clopton. Back to Lockard. So Talbert goes 50% in opening tips in this ball game. He lost the first one badly. He's got the ball. Talbert back to Jamin Graham. Overtime starters brought to you by the Pike County Health Department, Home Health and Hospice. It's Graham, Frank, Hall, Talbert, and Lockard for Clopton. For Elsberry, it's Turnbull, O'Brien, Hill, Anthony, and Taylor. Starters brought to you by the Pike County Health Department, Home Health and Hospice, neighbors helping neighbors. Ball tipped through the hands of Lockard, and Taylor picks it up. Still tied at 37 after the first possession for Clopton. We're in overtime here from Hannibal High School. Turnbull, his shot's long, and the rebound, good boxing out done by the Hawks as Frank picks it up. Into the front court for Landon Hall. Hall Back to Mark Frank. 2:56 to go in overtime. This is the second Elsberry game I've done in this gym, and they've both gone to overtime. Hall with it. To Frank. Over to the far side for Jamin Graham. A few less points in this one. That was an 80-79 game back in 2011. Graham to the corner for three. That's long, and Hill the rebound. Off the miss by Landon Hall. So 2 possessions for Clopton. Still no points. Down to 2:20 to go in OT. That is the nature of the game. It has changed a lot in the last few years. Hill. Turnaround shot. No. Graham the rebound. Hill surprised he didn't draw a call against the Hawks. 2:05 remaining in OT1. Neither team has scored. 2 empty possessions on both sides. Here's Frank over to the far side for Jamin Graham. Graham back to Landon Hall. Hall kicks it to Frank. Frank back to Jamin Graham. Jamin over to Landon Hall. Hall back to Mark Frank. 1:40 on the clock. Bounce pass for Jamin Graham. Graham stops, pops, scores. Jamin Graham puts Clopton up by 2. He's got 5 points. Clopton ahead, no T. Ball knocked back and stolen. And a foul called on Taylor after that great play by Colin Lockhart to knock it ahead to Landon Hall. Derek Taylor's second. Minute 23 on the clock. Hawks with the ball. Both Elsberry coaches dressed very similarly. Put out the signs to their club. It's Mark Frank with the ball for the Hawks. Boy, this game has been tough. Got to tip your hat to Elsberry for even being in this thing, let alone leading most of the way. Talbert backs it up. Minute 2 on the clock. We're in overtime. Here's Mark Frank with it at the line. When does Elsberry try and stop the clock? Here's Talbert. Talbert. Crowd on their feet here in the final 49 seconds. Stephen Talbert makes his way, kicks it down. Lockhart off the glass. Yeah! Colin Lockhart, 6 points in the contest after a frustrating 2+ quarters. 4-point lead for the Hawks in OT. To the near side. Turnbull. Graham called for the foul. His second. And it's going to be a 1-and-1 for Tyler Turnbull with 24 seconds to go. A 4-point game, or a 4-point game at 41-37. Come on, Hawks. Turnbull, 3 points tonight. Hasn't scored since the second quarter. First shot. Good. Earns the second. The lead is 3 for the Hawks. Stay tuned. He hit them both. Big inbound play. They get it to Jamin Graham. To Colin Lockhart. What a pass. Down low. Hall off the glass. Yes! Landon Hall makes it a 4-point game. He's got 13. Back the other way. A timeout taken by Elsberry with 10.8 on the clock. Clopton leads it by 4 here in overtime in the Class 2 sectional on TribCast.
County Market in Louisiana invites you to try their all-new Pizza More Take and Bake Pizza. Delicious pizza that's more than a meal, it's an experience. Along with new Pizza More, County Market in Louisiana helps you save big on your weekly grocery shopping. With table fresh produce, quality meats, and a deli department second to none, plus friendly, helpful service. Open 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. County Market on Georgia Street in Louisiana or online at mycountymarket.com.
10.8 seconds on the clock as the teams break their huddles. Clopton with a 4-point advantage. They trailed in this game by as many as 12 early in the second quarter. Got it back to a 2-point game by halftime. Took the lead after 3. We're tied after regulation, and Clopton outscoring the Indians 6-2 here in the OT session. Taylor to inbound. Taylor goes all the way out high, and a foul whistled at center court against Mark Frank. That's his fourth. 9.4 on the clock. I'm surprised the clock even started. Into the ball game for the first time here in the second half is Donovan Guccione. He'll replace Garrick Hill. 1-and-1 opportunity for Justin O'Brien. 2 points tonight. Those came in the fourth quarter. First one, good. 3-point game. Just think of the Bowling Green tournament. We've seen Elsberry do some crazy things in the last 10 seconds of games. That was a different club, though. But it always makes you think. Second one is good. Not sure why he hit them both with 9.4 on the clock. And there's the foul. They've got fouls to give. That's just the 6th. Yeah, it's going to stay down here. They threw it up the floor like it was going to be a 1-and-1, but that's just the 6th team foul. And the third on Derek. So Clopton will have to inbound again. Big inbound play, 7.4 on the clock. Where are they going to go with it? They get it back to Talbert. And a foul away from the ball. Going to send Locker to the line, 5.8 on the clock. That is the 7th team foul. And Guccione picks up his first. Lockard to shoot some free throws. He hits the first one. The half-court shot doesn't beat you. He missed it. Rebound knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay with Elsberry as Talbert knocked it away from Garrick Hill. So there is a shot. 4.6 on the clock. As Lockard couldn't convert the front half of that 1-and-1. They get it in. 4 seconds on the clock. They're going to make their way to the hoop. Put up. No, the putback is too late. And Clopton going to the quarterfinals. Wow. The Hawks win it in overtime by a final of 43-41. The Sterling Lumber Company TribCast postgame. We got a lot to talk about coming up after this on thepeoplestribune.com.
The Bibb Beach Funeral Homes, LLC of Bowling Green and Silex are committed to offering sincere and caring service in your time of need. Family owned and operated since 1946, Ryan V. Bibb and Lori Smith know how important a personal touch can be. Their goal is compassionate service with dignity and respect, uplifting and comforting. Bibb Beach Funeral Homes will help you celebrate the life of your loved one. Visit online at bibbbeach.com or call 324-2211 in Bowling Green or 384-5555 in Silex for more information.
This is the sound of everyday engine threats unleashing their wrath on your engine. Now, this is the sound of Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline, providing the best total engine protection you can get. Period. Think all premium fuels are the same? Think again. Choose Shell V-Power Nitro Plus today.
Abel's Quick Shops. We're just down the road.
When you contract with a local company, you're sure to receive friendly, professional service, and that's just what you'll get with Orff Construction. A homegrown company, Orff Construction specializes in residential and commercial projects. A state-certified septic installer, Orff's offers backhoe, skid steer, and excavation services. Call 324-3552 for your next project, and remember, Orff's does basements, grading, and much more. Orff Construction in Bowling Green.
It's time for the Sterling Lumber TribCast postgame, brought to you by Sterling Lumber in Louisiana, the worldwide leader in ground protection matting and environmental access.
Welcome back to Hannibal High School, where Clopton survives this Class 2 sectional, beating Elsberry in overtime 43-41. What a ball game here as Clopton trailed after one quarter 11-2. Made it a game in the second, trailed by just 2 at the half at 19-17. Took the lead after 3 quarters, 27-26, and win it in overtime after the game went to OT tied at 37. They outscore the Indians by 6-2, or 6-4 rather, in the final quarter, or in the overtime session, for a 43-41 victory here tonight. Let's check the final scoring numbers with Young Enterprises Incorporated of New Hartford, Akey and Kent Feeds, Ascro and DeKalb Seeds, crop insurance, and more at YoungEnterprisesInc.com. For the Indians, 3 points each for Nathan Reed and Stephen Bodecker, 2 points for Cale Mackey, 5 for Tyler Turnbull, 4 points each for Trevor Anthony and Justin O'Brien, and a 10 spot for Garrick Hill and for Derek Taylor. They tie for the team lead, the only 2 in double-figure scoring for the Elsberry Indians. For the Clopton Hawks, they pick up their 23rd victory of the season against 6 losses and advance in this Class 2 state tournament. They got 2 points from Kevin Hammett tonight, 5 each from Mark Frank and Jamin Graham off the bench, 6 points for Colin Lockard, a dozen for Stephen Talbert, and 13 for Landon Hall. He's your leading scorer in this one. Final scoring numbers brought to you by Young Enterprises Incorporated of New Hartford. That crop insurance deadline is March 15th. Get yours in order by contacting the folks at Young Enterprises Incorporated of New Hartford, YoungEnterprisesInc.com. This is the Sterling Lumber Company TribCast postgame. We'll take a break, come back with more here from Hannibal High School in a minute on thePeoplesTribune.com.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these 2 schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at the People's Tribune and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
Bowling Green Ready Mix and Kearns Construction, your high-quality 1-2 punch to knock out tough building projects. Bowling Green Ready Mix for all your concrete and concrete supplies, and the only plant locally owned and operated. And Kearns Construction for new homes, remodeling jobs, repair work, and even snow removal. Just call 324-3433 and let the friendly, knowledgeable staff at Bowling Green Ready Mix and Kearns Construction Company go to work for you.
Well, we're still catching every game, just a lot more from home than here in the stands, huh?
Yeah, and when we do get to go, Dad says we got to bring our own peanuts and stuff.
Looking for some extra ticket money this season? Let a State Farm agent do a free discount double check that could save you hundreds of dollars on car insurance.
We'll always be there for this team, even when we can't actually be here.
Agent Paul Schucard will be there for you. 1210 Business Highway 61 South in Bowling Green. Online at mybowlingreenagent.com.
State Farm is there. Discounts may vary state to state.
It's time for the Sterling Lumber TribCast postgame, brought to you by Sterling Lumber in Louisiana, the worldwide leader in ground protection matting and environmental access.
Welcome back to Hannibal High School, where the Hawks have defeated the Elsberry Indians by 2 points in overtime. We're joined by our Community State Bank TribCast players of the game tonight. First, we'll talk to Stephen Talbert. Boy, that first quarter was rough, man.
Yeah, it definitely was. You know, we came out flat, and they capitalized on it. So,
I don't know if you saw any of the other district tournaments around the area, but we had a game between Bowling Green and North Callaway that played out so much like this. I was prepared for you guys to come back and win it just by how that game went.
Yeah.
But on the floor, there were a lot of charge calls taken in this game. 3-point shooting wasn't there at the beginning. What did Coach say to get you guys back in line?
Well, you know, he always is emphasizing effort and hard work and always trying to get the 50-50 balls, and that's where we came back at, is just outworking them, and eventually we were making the grind and came back.
I know you guys have a lot of friends on the Elsberry side. You got to tip your hat to them. They played the perfect game.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They definitely did. There was a tough match. We knew it was going to be coming in, but glad to be on the winning side.
Well, congratulations. We'll see you on Saturday.
Thank you.
That's Stephen Talbert. And let's get Landon Hall in here. 13 points tonight, tops amongst Hawks. Co-player of the game. You're moving on, but that was tough, wasn't it?
Oh, it was very rough. We had a slow start, but we came back in the second half.
And what did you guys talk amongst yourselves? Steven said what Coach said, but what do you guys say to each other out on the floor to get things going the right direction?
We just tell each other that we're going to play for each other. We got to get in the right spots on defense, and things seem to work out for us. We love each other, and we just get there for each other.
It was a very entertaining last 3 quarters, and you could just feel it coming from up here. Everyone knew you guys were going to come back, but because like you said, you could see that belief on the floor that you guys had. Well, congratulations. We'll see you on Saturday, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
That's Landon Hall with 13 points tonight. Stephen Talbert, our co-players of the game in this one. Let's talk to Coach Craig Smith quickly before they make us leave. Coach,
my goodness.
You said it was going to be tough after you guys won the district title. Did you think it was going to be that tough?
Well, yeah. I mean, to be honest, yeah, I knew it was going to be tough because this time of the year with the pressure, you lose and you go home, you don't have that next night. I mean, everybody's they're feeling the pressure and they're trying to play through it. I think we did a good job of handling it. That first quarter, I think that's probably the worst first quarter of basketball that we've had all year. I figured they were going to come out in zone and pack it in and try to keep the ball out of the middle, and that's what they did. And those outside shots, they weren't bad shots. They were bad because we weren't in rhythm.
Yeah.
We weren't stepping into it. We weren't in rhythm. But, we stuck to our game plan. The kids fought through it. They fought through it, and they were able to come out with a win. I'm so proud of them. Great fans, great atmosphere. These guys are close. We're close on the football field, but it was a real battle, and I hated to see somebody lose, but I'm glad we came out on the right side.
And there's got to be something to the fact that they were kind of playing with house money. They came out of that district with a 12-16 record. They knew they were a heavy underdog in this one. Just come out and no pressure on them, right?
Right. I mean, they played free basketball. I mean, they're a well-coached team. Chad's got them playing, really well to come out of that district. I mean, even though there wasn't a lot of teams with a winning record, but it's still at this time of the year you lose and go home. The pressure's on everybody, so they had to play good basketball to get out of that, and they did. I just can't say enough. Their kids going through the line, they were telling us good luck and go get them. And like I said, these guys are close, and I even know those kids just from the years and seeing them over at Clopton when they come to football practice. And it's just tough to see them lose, but like I said, I'm glad we came out on the right side. But a lot of respect to them and a lot of dignity and class.
Real quickly, Saturday, what do you know about the 2 teams left?
Harrisburg and Salisbury. I think I just found out Harrisburg won.
Okay.
Salisbury is ranked 3rd in state, and Harrisburg beat them. So, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be tough. I told the kids in the locker room we've been at this point, but we've got to be better than we were last year at this point. All of us, me included, and Coach McCann included, we have got to come and get those guys prepared in practice. I've got film on them, so I'm going to go home, probably not get a lot of sleep tonight, and look at the film and see what we need to do in practice tomorrow.
Well, congratulations, Coach. We'll see you Saturday.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's Coach Craig Smith. His Clopton Hawks win this one 43-41. We've got someone waiting to take our spot, so we will wrap things up here from Hannibal High School as Clopton survives overtime to win 43-41 on thepeoplestribune.com. We'll see you Saturday.